Good afternoon. Happy weekend. Happy Sunday. Welcome to another episode of Hanging with the Chads. I'm Chad Springer, joined as always by the greatest tag team partner, Mr. Birthday Boy himself, Mr. Chad Boudreaux. How the hell are you doing today, Boudreaux?
I'm great. I'm excited about this show. I know we've been talking about it all week. Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Yes, this is going to be one of our greatest shows of all time. We have a great guest, Mr. Joey James, who's going to be here, former D1 basketball coach for college, a D2 head coach. Now he's the the athletic director down at the ranch, and we're going to be speaking about all those topics and have a little bit of fun. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we usually do our sports news, but honestly, there's no sports news until next weekend when football officially starts back. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to bring in our guest today, Mr. Joey James, who comes to us live from Central Florida on his patio. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joey James, how you doing?
Good, fellas. I appreciate you guys having me on, man. This is awesome.
Hey, we appreciate you being here and taking the time out of your day to be here. We know it was a busy morning for you today, and, you know, we're really glad you're here. How are you doing?
Good, man. Actually, I'm not on my patio. I'm actually at Applebee's patio right now.
Even better. We might get a sponsorship out of them one day.
Yeah,
get that all-you-can-eat wing Wednesdays.
That.
So we got Joey James here coming to us live from the Applebee's, probably, I'm assuming, at the beach. So, Joey, give us a little background. Let the listeners know who you are and what your background is, and we're going to go from there.
Yeah, so I coached college basketball for about 24 years. I was at the University of South Dakota for 12 as the assistant coach, and also I was the interim head coach there for 1 year. And at that moment, I believe I was the fourth youngest Division I head coach in the country at the time. And so they decided, and I played there also, so they decided that they were going to move on and hire somebody else that had more experience. And then I ended up taking a Division II head job in Minneapolis, St. Paul at Concordia-St. Paul, and then gave that up to come down here at Florida Tech to be near my family and my brothers and stuff. So then decided to get out of coaching in the spring due to a lot of the NIL and transfer portal, and then decided to be like you two guys and be an AD.
Hey, it's not for the weak of heart. And speaking of brothers, shout out your brother Travis James, the OG AD over there in the OBC, over there at the corner of Bill Beck and Panther Way. Shout out Travis. So you said it. Speaking just now, your journey. You coached at all levels of college basketball. Let's go ahead and get into that journey real quick, starting, with what would be your alma mater, being at South Dakota. You had several, I believe it was 7 consecutive 21 seasons. Tell us about your experiences at South Dakota and what led you then to obviously go in a different direction when you went over to Concordia-St. Paul and all that. So let's talk about that. So what's some of the biggest lessons you learned while at South Dakota, being a young, assistant coach, coming through being, because that is your alma mater. So what's some of the lessons you learned and what actually got you into the coaching gig?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was just management, of players. I mean, understanding what it took to be a coach. And to be honest with you, I started out there as a graduate assistant, as a GA, got my master's degree in athletic administration. I thought I was going to be an AD a long time ago, but the goal was either to be an AD eventually at a high school or at a 4-year college or 2-year. And so, the experience there was unbelievable. We were good, man. We had some really, really good years. And then so we transitioned from Division II to Division I. In our first year, I believe in 2000, no, it was our second year. In 2010, we won what was known as the Great West Conference, won the championship. And I want to say we went 11-1 that year. And that was the same year that we won 21 straight games before losing to Creighton at Creighton in the College Basketball Insider in the CBI. Now, that was cool. That was an awesome experience. But we had the second longest winning streak behind Butler University when Brad Stevens was there. And so it gives me goosebumps, man, because that was the year that they went to the Final Four and I was there, So Yeah, it was an awesome experience. And then from that point, got a lot of great relationships with coaches, and got to meet a lot of people, man, over the course of my 20-something years that I still stay in touch with. And then Concordia-St. Paul was great too. Tough job. It was a really tough job. That first year we went in there, we had set a school record for most wins in conference program history. Oh, shoot, we beat Winona State at home for the first time in school history, and they've won a national championship before at Division II level. And so we had a really good group of guys. We recruited 3 kids as soon as I got that job. A 7-footer, a transfer, a kid that was going to North Dakota State, got out of his letter of intent, came to us, and then a 2-guard that shot the piss out of New Mexico. And so just those 3, along with the guys that we were able to speak to and in return, we should have won 20-plus games, but, I got in their way. It was bad coaching, man. It was bad.
Hey, you know what they say, the players win, the coaches lose. So
That's right. That's right. I always tell our guys, if we lost, I'm like, that was on me tonight, man. I got in your way, So I always held myself accountable that way. I never played for any loss. But they worked, man. They worked hard. I mean, I've had a lot of great young men that I was able to coach and mentor. So it's been an awesome experience, something that I know I'm going to miss. I know that for a fact, but that's why being an administrator now, I'm still around athletics. I'm still around administrators. I'm still around coaches. So hopefully I get my fix off of that.
Or you're going to have to learn how to be restraintful a lot.
Yeah, that's the big thing. You got to be restraintful.
That's me on Friday nights, guys.
Well, but basketball, I might have to do that, but otherwise.
The big question is when the old Longhorns and the old Panthers play against each other, that's going to be a real interesting game in the James household, ladies and gentlemen.
That might. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of betting before that game on who's going to buy each other. After that game. So either way, we'll.
Oh yeah, Boudreaux, follow up.
Yeah. So, you were there when you went from D2 to D1. What's that transition look like for the university?
Yeah. So we played in the Dakota Dome, which was a 10,000 seat arena. It was the largest arena in Division II at the time. I don't know what it is right now as far as across the country. So we got great crowds. It was a hard place to play because of the background drop. You just didn't have it. There's no walls behind you or anything. It was just wide open. But the transition, though, going from D2 to D1, facility-wise, changed big time. They got a new basketball arena. Now there's a ton of suites in that dome for football. They just got a $20 million donation on Friday for a new indoor track facility. New soccer complex. I mean, there was a lot of money that went into this, right? The new basketball arena. Matter of fact, when I coached at Concordia-St. Paul, the last game I coached there was an exhibition at my alma mater. I actually got to coach on that court, so it was really cool. But yeah, just the transition, Chad, it's a ton of money. So Division II, we had 10 full scholarships. Well, Division II, you can break those up in basketball. So if you're a pretty good academic school or academic kid, say you get $15,000, we can give you the other $15,000 to cover your full scholarship, right? Division I, you get 13. Now that moves to 15 here in 2026. So that means more money, right? And so, but with those 13 scholarships, you're either a full scholarship in Division I or you're a walk-on. So that was the challenge for us. I mean, what we loved about it was we got 13 full scholarships, but keep in mind when you had 10 fulls for Division II, we could get 15 kids on full scholarships if you use the money right. Yeah. Where Division I, it's 13 only, right? And so that was a little bit of a transition for us, but it worked well. And then the other problem that you have is there's a 5-year probation period before you can actually be eligible to play in the NCAA tournament. So that's why I said we played either in the CIT or the CBI. That was like our postseason for being in the transitional period. So when you go to recruit a kid and you sit in his living room with his family, and other schools within our area, they knew that we were going through the transition. And if we were going head to head recruiting wise against those schools like Northern Iowa or North Dakota State, right, or Drake University, well, it was easy for them to say, well, yeah, we're eligible for postseason to go to NCAA tournament. Everybody in the world, not just America, but everybody in the world watches this stuff on TV. That Thursday and Friday, man, everybody's glued in. Well, I guess it starts Tuesday, Wednesday now, but I usually lock in on Thursday, Friday.
I usually have my office TV on. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And so that us from a recruiting standpoint. So then you would lose those kids majority of the time. So it was pretty difficult to sell those. Sorry about that motorcycle. It was difficult for us at times to sell your top players to go Division I with us without having that. Yep. And the guy that you're going to have on here in a little bit, he was one of those guys that I was able to recruit and bought into it. And so, yeah, we were fortunate to go through the transition. We were I want to say between us, North Dakota. It
sounds like a Mustang.
Sorry about that. North Dakota State, Omaha, Northern Colorado, South Dakota State. I want to say we were the best 5-year transitional team record-wise.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and you beat me to the punch because I was going to ask how the recruiting was. So what was your pitch then? If you knew that, if you're recruiting Boudreaux over here and you knew that she wasn't going to be in the tournament, what was your recruiting pitch for him? And speaking of guests, he just popped in. We'll bring him in here in one moment, ladies and gentlemen. Our very special guest today. But if you're recruiting Boudreaux, or even, you know what? I'll just bring our guest in right now, and maybe he can help answer that question a little bit better. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be joined by one Charlie Westbrook, a professional basketball player, played for Mr. James at it was at the South
Dakota, yep.
University of South Dakota. Make sure I said that all right. I didn't want to flip it backwards. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Charlie Westbrook, welcome to the show, sir. How are we doing today?
Good. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here.
What's up, Coach? What's up, man?
And it has begun. So Charlie, I'm asking the question right now to Coach James over here. He was talking about the transitional period when they was going from D2 to D1. They had that probation in which they couldn't play in the tournament. And for a collegiate athlete that, their goal is to be in the tournament one day, how did Coach James sell that pitch to get you to come there and play for him?
Honestly, he would come recruit me down when I was at Iowa Western, down in the junior college down in Council Bluffs, Iowa. And he told me, I think the biggest part to what you wanted to do after I graduated college, which was play internationally or in the NBA. He told me the biggest part was going to be first off in the classroom and getting my stuff done, graduating, but playing. And I had all these other universities recruiting me, bigger universities, but I knew I only had 2 years to play.
Where were the different schools that recruited you? Sorry if y'all.
We had University of Houston, Nevada, Hawaii was there. We had a couple Big Ten schools. Iowa was there. Iowa State. A lot of different schools. East Coast schools. North Carolina, Wilmington. It was a bunch of schools. I can't even remember. It was so many schools.
Hey, that's amazing. That's amazing. And then we got Coach Joey James to get the sale to come over there with him. I mean, it sounds like he'll be in his past life a damn good used car salesman.
Yeah, he was, man. He was.
Oh man, I'm honest. Come on.
Yeah, he was very honest. He did. He kept it real. And when I got there, excuse me, my earphone fell out. But when I got there, everything went as planned. We got me to graduate, and on the court, I did some exceptional things. I'm very grateful for him bringing me here.
You was all GWC, all Summit. You you went undrafted, but you signed with the Magic originally, correct?
Correct.
So, talk about that that moment when you, in reality, whether it's drafted, undrafted or not, once you put your name on a line and sign a contract to go there, it's a fulfillment. I know how I would feel, but please explain to the world, with someone who actually got to do it, how does that sense of pride, how did it make you feel over that?
Well, first off, it let me know that I think no matter where you go, as long as you obviously you need to go high enough where you could get recognized. And
Mm-hmm.
we had the chance to play against Marquette, Wisconsin, some schools like that, and I had some decent games. University of Nebraska, I had some big games. But no matter where you go, if you put the time and the work in, you'll see some of the fruits of your labor, and that's what happened for me. And Coach James was right behind me, pushing me. But when I signed with the Magic, it was like something paid off.
Yeah.
Somebody did something right, whether it's me, the coaching staff, the university, somebody did something right.
Mhm.
And like I said, man, I'm grateful. I wouldn't have did this any different.
Absolutely. And my co-host Chad Boudreaux here. Chad, this is Mr. Westbrook. Any follow-up question for him?
Yeah.
Nice to meet
So
you, man.
yeah, you too, man. Like we've been talking about this. This is great. Having you on here. But big question that I have is that like you had your pro career and you can see it scrolling along the bottom there. Like it was a long career. You've been around places. Just start elaborating on how like it felt going from the different places that you've been to. Between here playing in the NBA and then going into Europe and playing over there.
Like we talked about, I think like some of the work is like it's like a never ending thing. You're always having to prove yourself. It's kind of like in life and with jobs, and it's like everywhere you go, you got to prove yourself. And I took the challenge every single
Yeah.
time, and I enjoyed it, and I knew that if I did that off the basketball court, which was taking care of my family, I ended up having a daughter. Some of those
Congratulations.
things would start to come to light for me and for my family, and it worked out, man. Like I said, I think it's just taking the challenge and digging every day, trying to be better every day. And so each situation I went to, that's I tried to take something from the last one. It's like, how can I be better? And that was my mindset throughout my whole career. And I enjoyed it. I didn't even focus on like traveling and like getting out, taking pictures. I was so locked in doing it. Um, I was trying to make it, I was trying to make a dream come true, which was to get back to the NBA. And like I said, it's at times that you would get sad because you get let down by NBA teams, and they bring you in. I've been to 21 out of the 30 teams, and so you get brought in. Every summer you come home, it's like, dude, I didn't make it. But when I look at it in reality, not a lot of guys get in those situations.
Yep. What is it? I'm no mathematician, but there's only like 300, give or take, active,
Yeah,
and but you get to say, the great thing is you was part of that,
yeah.
and that's an amazing feeling in itself. Joey, what do you when you was recruiting Charlie to come up there with you? What is some of the things from his game that stood out that made you say, "Hey, this is someone I need on my team"? What are some of the things?
Yeah, well, first off, if you guys, when you get a chance, if you go to YouTube, Chuck, I call him Chuck. Chuck's a human highlight, man. I mean, his athleticism was off the charts. His athleticism was NBA. I mean, it was unbelievable. His mid-range game was really good. When he really wanted to defend, he could. He could have been a lot better defender at times, but Chuck could really guard if he wanted to because of his athleticism. But I thought the biggest thing was like his mid-range and be able to get to the rim. I mean, I've seen this guy dunk on some big dudes. I mean, I remember when we were playing University of Wyoming at home and beat them. He had two breakaway dunks in the Dakota Dome. That was wild, Chuck. And then the dunk he had at Marquette was just stupid or ridiculous. I mean, absolutely insane, which was cool because he was back home in Milwaukee with his family all there. So that we got beat, but he had a hell of a game. But I thought the biggest thing that he had to work on, and Chuck, you know this, we talked about it, after his first year with us, his junior year, I was like, if you're going to elevate your game, man, like your middy's great, your ability to absorb contact in the paint against big dudes, you're fine. You got to be able to shoot the three, man. You got to be more consistent. So I think he shot like 20-something% his junior year at South Dakota. And he just worked on it and worked on it. Every time I went to the gym, this dude was in there every single freaking day, almost to a point where it's like, you got to get out of here, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to rest. You know what I mean? You're going to get like tennis elbow from shooting so much.
Right.
But I'll tell you, his senior year, I want to say he shot like 38 or 39% from three.
Yeah.
He took quite a bit of them, and that's super good. You know, if you're anywhere between 38 to 45, it's pretty impressive. And so I knew at that point that he busted his butt, and he got better and more consistent from three, and that's how he became an all-Summit League player. And that's why he was with 21 of the 30 NBA teams, you know, and had that opportunity and made a lot of money playing professionally overseas. So, but that's what it was about him. And like, the more you sit around with him, the more you talk to him, his personality is so contagious, you know. He's just an awesome dude to be around. So that was the
Well,
biggest
thank you.
recruited him.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Coach.
And ladies and gentlemen, check out the highlights. I got it queued up right now. I'm going to see if I can share our screen real quick and see if I can lock this in. Let's take a look at it real quick. Here we go. These are some of his highlights, and I believe the first highlight is that dunk at Marquette that you're just serving.
Oh, yeah.
Back when we was younger. So, but yeah, Boudreaux, any follow-up question while we get this queued up? Right there, look at that dunk. That was amazing. I wish that I could even grab the net right now.
I tell you what, it hurts for me to grab the net today. I tell you that.
Come on, Doug, for a guy that's 6'4".
Oh, man.
Through the air.
So, like, my question, like, one of the things that looking through every place you've been, I noticed that you were down in Miami when they had the big three. What was that like to just be on the court with like that caliber of player? Because it doesn't happen for everyone. Obviously, we talked about that, and like you being able to compete with them and be up there and with them the whole time. What's that like?
That was amazing, man. Like I said, I have been working tirelessly, and Coach he kind of vouched for me, but I was working, man. And when I got there, it's like, oh, you made it somewhere. Kind of happy, but then you think about it, it's like you're the last guy on the totem pole, and it's like you're not guaranteed to be here, so you might want to work tirelessly some more. And so I just kept working, and those guys, I tell you what, in training camp, they pushed me, they yelled at me, LeBron's yelling at me, Ray Allen's yelling at me, and I just tried to learn from every single thing that I saw all of those guys, Rashard Lewis, Shane Battier, defensively. I tried to learn from what they did and how they defended and carried themselves throughout their NBA careers, even though they were older. And I tried to add some of that to my game, and I did. And sometimes you can do that, and some situations won't work out. But like I said, being there in the midst of those guys it's a crazy environment, especially in training camp. It's like Pat Riley's right there. I mean, he's yelling too at everybody. It's crazy. And so, like I said, I think Coach James prepared me for a lot of it. University of South Dakota prepared me for a lot of it, but that atmosphere, man, it's not for everybody, man. That's not for everybody. But like I said, I had a great time and learned a lot from all those veterans.
And speaking of atmosphere,
Had a great time down in Miami, Chuck.
What'd
Hey,
you say?
you got to ask this, right, Chuck? Is there a story on LeBron or that
I was actually going to talk about
that's
that.
table
So,
work that won't get us in trouble?
oh my God.
hey, let's PG.
Dude, I tell everybody one story. So we get to the Bahamas. That's where training camp was.
Oh, I thought it was
Um,
Bahamas.
yeah, we fly to Bahamas. That's where training camp was, and I'm like, this is cool. I had never been to the Bahamas. This is cool. We get down there. It's like it's time to work. It's time to work. So we get to the gym, and they have me with a yellow jersey on just because I'm one of the guys that's trying to make it. But they put me with LeBron James on his team. I'm running the play. I'm the point guard because now at the pro level they made me play point, and so I run the play wrong 2 times in a row, and LeBron James, get me off this blah 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 guy's team. He's yelling, and I just almost go to tears, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna make this team. I'm not gonna make it. And so they swapped teams, and the games were to 7 in training camp, and they swapped me to a worse team with like 4 other guys that weren't gonna probably make it. And I scored all 7 points to beat LeBron's team.
Ooh.
And he said that's exactly what I wanted to see. And I think that was one of the main things that stood out to him is just the adversity of the situation I was put in. It's like all eyes were on Charlie, and then I score all 7 to keep my team in the drill. And I think that's why I was one of the last cuts for with Roger Mason Jr. And I just showed what I could do in that situation. But that's probably my most prized story I have from with the King. But I mean, like it brought a lot out of me because this guy's like, get this guy off my team in front of everybody. It's cameras everywhere. And I felt like I was not going to be there a day longer. I ended up staying another 2 months. So, yeah.
So being there with, obviously we know LeBron is a first ballot. He could retire today and he'll be in the Hall of Fame tomorrow. D-Wade,
Exactly.
the same thing. Josh, he just went in. D-Wade in, being around those Hall of Famers and with your work ethic, when you made the decision you're going overseas, that work ethic, did it make it easier for you to transition to the overseas game?
100%, even though it was a different game.
Yeah.
Overseas, it's just like I said, once you got that on your resume, kind of separates you from a different pay bracket, number one. But just in terms of how guys look at you, defend you, how coaches put you in certain situations, but it definitely did. And I got over there and it was easier. I had to get used to kind of like the footwork because some of their different rules and refereeing is just a little different and traveling and stuff like that. But once I got in the groove, I did exceptionally well. And in all situations, if I stayed the whole year, I did exceptionally well every time.
So your overseas stops included Italy, France, Argentina, Poland, Sweden. Out of those countries,
wow.
Out of those countries, if I put you on the spot right now, which one is your favorite to go back to?
Oh man, you might give me. You might. Hey man, you gonna get some people.
Do not mess us up.
No. I'm talking about the play. Okay, to play basketball, not to play.
Hey, man, my wife is Italian and Irish. If I say Italy, she'll be happy.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, you can't go wrong with
right there.
If you didn't say Italy, you were getting hung up on, Chuck.
I really enjoy Sweden and France, but those 3, Italy, I had the best time, I would say, playing basketball in terms of who I played against and competed against. I competed against a lot of guys that ended up in the NBA. I would say basketball wise and food. I love Italian food. But in terms of like how I lived on the beach in France. That was really nice. But Sweden, just the language barrier wasn't there. A lot of people speak English, and so each one had a little different spice to it. But I enjoyed all of them, to be honest with you.
Now, the outlier is Argentina. Out of all those, was that a different vibe down there? Being
South America,
being down in South America, is that a totally different style of game, or is that catching up with how the Euros play to where how we play in FIBA in the Olympics? Was that just
I think that was fairly close, to be honest. They closer to an Italian league type of thing. It was a good time too. Yeah, they just play much. Italy kind of slow you down. It's a little bit more skills involved. I think Argentina the pace is fast up and down. But it's close. So it's closer to an Italian style of play.
Boudreaux, follow up?
Yeah, so we're talking about the Europe and down in Argentina and all that. Now, I'm a soccer guy. I know what the atmospheres are like for soccer matches over there. Is it similar for basketball, or is it more of like a high school, college kind of atmosphere?
Oh, depending on where you play, it's closer to college, I would say. But some of those arenas get rowdy. You go to south of Italy and they let guys, they throwing beer bottles on it gets I get kind of crazy. So I would be scared sometimes, But no, it gets rowdy in all the places I played. I played in some nice gyms, arenas too. And usually, I always had our organizations had good fan bases, and it can get rowdy, man. It can get really rowdy, but yeah, it's not as like soccer. I wouldn't say soccer gets crazy over there.
Yeah, that it
Yeah,
does.
Yeah, I haven't got to experience the soccer match there, but I did get to experience Palermo and Sicily whenever I was deployed. I was walking through Palermo when they was playing, so that was an interesting time there. Ladies
yeah,
and gentlemen, we're being joined by Charlie Westbrook and Joey James, former professional basketball players. Joey now is a former D1, D2 basketball coach turned athletic director, and so we're just speaking their story, sharing it out to the world and everything. Bujo, any more questions for Joey you want him to answer?
Gosh, Joey, if there's one moment that you could think of about what Charlie has done, that you sit there and you can hang your hat on as his former coach, what is it?
Oh man, the fact that he graduated was awesome, right? But I would say, I thought he was a great teammate. He was a hell of a player. He was coachable. You know, he was just one of those guys, man, that I've always appreciated. So he knows. We still stay in touch these days. But yeah, he graduated. I think he was the first one to graduate from college in his family, right, Chuck?
right. I was.
That was important for me, for him to get that, and I was there for that. So that was really cool. But I mean, now he's a husband, he's a father, you know, and that's what I love, man. It's like I didn't think this dude could be a dad to save my life. You better no kids anytime soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's matured and grown up. I mean, it's big time, man. It's awesome. So,
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And now we're gonna transition into probably the biggest issue going on in college athletics, and now trickling down into high school athletics, and I'm sure back when we was all coming up, because we're all roughly the same age, minus Joey, he's almost 50, but
I'm close
I would
to
like
that, dude. Come on, relax. I'm closer to Joey than I am to you.
fair enough, the old guys over here. Your social security number 1. So NIL, obviously, when we was coming through, people would be getting suspended, coach would be getting fired. Now it's changing the landscape. You got athletes that are transferring every year because they can do it now. They're transferring for X, Y, Z. They're doing this. They're doing that. From someone that actually played and from someone who actually coached, when we couldn't do it, what's your opinion now? And we'll start with the player first. We'll start with Charlie first. What's your opinion now on what NIL is? And is, 2-part question. Is it being used right?
It's a good question. I think that it's tough because I was a player, so I obviously want to take the student side.
Yeah.
he wants money, you guys. He's the player.
Yeah.
I am on record. I am all for them getting paid, just like I am even in high school.
Yeah.
There's some high schools that get a lot of money off their athletes.
Yeah.
My stance, though, fair for everyone. I think it should be a cap per school. That's just me. Don't shoot the messenger. But I am all for an athlete being paid, just like I'm all for a custodian getting paid or all for a ticket taker getting paid.
Right.
I think it should be fair and equal across the board. Now, people might not agree with that, but that's my opinion. Now, continue. I let you know what my stance is.
No, I think it's a good thing. I think if athletes should be paid in college, but I think that where we run into the issue is now these kids are getting paid so much money, and I got a buddy who's a D1 coach last year, and he goes, Charlie, you got these kids driving these Bentleys to school, and our families, it's not that I'm jealous, it's that I'm worried about the kid after college. So now that same kid that wanted to go to the NBA or go overseas, he does not work as hard to try to get that now because he's making quote unquote $250,000 a year for 4 years. Yeah. Well, after that, it's going to be really hard to try to get that kid to go be a tech guy at the hospital. It's going to be
Mhm.
really hard to get that kid to go try to make $50,000, $60,000 a year when they're already cocky and got, let's just say, $600,000 graduating from college. And he was just worried about that. And I think I'm on the same page with him. Is after you graduate college, what job you're going to end up getting, because not everybody goes to play anyway. What job and how do you take care of yourself, your family, etc. Or even work after that if you haven't invested that money or even learned what to do with that money. Because I even went through that as a pro basketball player early on. It's like, what do you do with this? I didn't know, and I had to get people in my corner, and eventually we got on the right path. But I think a lot of athletes are dealing with that from a lot of different universities, and that's where I'm worried about it.
I think there needs to be more education opportunities for the athletes for that. I think
Yeah,
instead of having, everybody loves their parents, but not everybody's parent is a financial advisor. I
yeah,
think the college,
exactly.
I think the colleges should legitly have a financial advisor for the athletes. Say, hey, let's just take California for example. That's one of the highest tax states in the
Right,
country. You're making $1 million a year in an NIL deal. Let's be real. You're probably only getting 500,000 out of that.
Right.
right, right,
You know,
right,
and
right.
let's wonder.
And maybe they
If,
do. I don't know.
yeah,
I'm not close enough
yeah,
to it, to someone that even has one at this moment. I know there kept a
mhm.
couple kids that are gonna be on them next year, um, but maybe they do have some type of. Maybe the university talks to them or somebody. You guys probably know better than me, but like I said, I just get worried because it was hard for me after 2021 when I was done playing. It's like, what do you do after this? What do you do? How do you separate yourself, or not even separate yourself? What do I do after basketball? It was hard to figure out.
Oh, don't get it wrong. When old Chad Springer was coming up through high school and someone offered me an NIL deal back in the day, if that would have happened, shit, I lived in a trailer, man. I would have been real happy. That money would have been gone as soon as it hit the bank. All right. Look,
Yep.
I'm not saying anything that isn't true, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I did not know. And if I would have had that type of money, like let's put it, Travis Hunter, he probably got the most money in NIL last year.
Probably.
But we all knew he was about to get a top pick, so he got a nice
Yeah.
fat paycheck coming in. But
Yeah.
again, not everybody gets that opportunity. I'm worrying about, just like you, that individual who he's playing basketball, baseball, football, or whatever, hockey, track, whatever. What's he doing when he graduates? Is he putting
Yeah.
that money back? Is he going to be lined up for a good job? That's what,
Yeah.
just, putting the information out there. We're going to get the coach's perspective now. We're going to put Joey on the spot here for
Yeah, I
this. So
need to
Joey,
hear this because you might owe me some money, Joey James. You might owe me some money.
and this is a legal
Right,
show,
right.
ladies and gentlemen.
I'm with you. I think, and Chuck, you had a lot of good points too about after college, but it's got to be capped at some point. And then, before, if you wanted to transfer so if you wanted to go D2 to D2 or D1 to D1, right, you had to sit a year and serve a year of residency. Okay.
Right.
But if you went D1 to D2 or D2 to D3 or any, you don't have to sit. So my thing is, at some point, there's got to be a contract that's by the student athletes that if they break, it ain't got to be a 4-year deal. I would say just like even a 2-year deal. If you break contract, then you got a percentage that you got to either you're going to get paid out or you got to pay in. Kind of like coaches, right?
Like a buyout.
So I just think that I think, because I got a really good friend of mine that was at X University, and he was at South Dakota State, and he was Summit League Defense Player of the Year, first team All Summit as a sophomore, Omaha kid, and transferred to UCLA last year, made a bucket load of money. Chuck, more than that, $250 you're talking about, that was pennies.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about on average. Well, these guys are mid-level guys. I don't know many guys at these power 5 schools. So I mean, I'm just talking on the mid-major level even. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, guys at Creighton, the lowest guy on the totem pole is making 250. I
No,
mean,
no.
that's
That's more than what some of the coaches are making, the assistant coaches.
yeah.
UCLA and goes to Syracuse. And so it's like,
Mhm.
okay, so you start transfer. At some point, the NCAA has got to get some, some kahunas here again and say, you can't transfer every year. Because if I, say for instance, if I went to, let's just say Duke, and they gave me $2 million, and then all of a sudden I was pretty good, right? And then my agent is calling me because, again, you got an agent now, right?
Right.
You couldn't have that before. So now the coaches don't even freaking know that you're talking to your agent. Now your agent's getting a phone call from different people saying, oh, man, Joey James, Charlie Wester, we'll take those guys. Well, what is he making? He's making $2 million right now. Oh, well, we'll give him 3.5.
Sayonara, buddy.
And then like that kid doesn't care anymore about that program and about winning. He cares about that next paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what just, that's where these kids have got to sign a contract, I believe, and they got to cap the NIL at some point. Because what it's going to do is, like, look at college basketball, for instance, and you go to the NCAA tournament, right? You're going to see less and less teams like Butler and VCU, when Shaka was there, make the Final Four anymore because they're not going to have the money to pay these players.
Right.
It's going to be your Power 4 schools.
Yep.
That's what takes the fun out of watching the NCAA tournament. You want the Cinderella schools to get there, right? You're like, damn, a 10 seed made it? You got to be kidding me. But that's what everybody likes, right? And I don't think you'll see that. And you didn't see it this year. You did not see it this year. And I think forward, see, because those mid majors are not paying these kids millions. They're paying thousands. So that's where it's got to get cleaned up.
Right. Boudreaux?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with everything. Like, I mean, I know here in Florida, the one thing that we did do in high school is that we're making all freshmen take a financial literacy course for them to graduate. So at least they get it at some point in their high school career. But I do agree. I think there needs to be something in college where it needs to be capped off. And yeah, I mean, you see it behind me. I'm an LSU guy. I'm an SEC guy. So we got all the money when it comes to almost every sport. But I do believe that those mid majors are going to go away, and everybody's going to be. And it's going now where the SEC is taking in 3 or 4 teams a year. You already lost the Pac-12 because of this. Everybody wants to go to these big power schools, these big power conferences. And so I believe this is what's going to end up happening. It's the same thing you guys are saying. Like all the mid majors are going to go away. It's not going to be real fun to watch them anymore. It's going to be kids hopping places, and then we also need to put a cap on how many damn years these kids are in college. I mean, right now we're watching.
Please talk about that.
I mean, what was it? Yesterday's game, the one in Ireland, both starting quarterbacks was like their 6th or 7th year in college. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. There's guys playing in college now that are older than guys that are playing in the NFL and the NBA, and it just makes no sense to me. But yeah, there needs to be a cap. There absolutely needs to be a cap. But yeah, talking on that whole thing, like Charlie, you want to please talk about it. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how many years these kids get to play in college now.
Well, Chuck's a JUCO guy like I was. I mean, both of them have 2 more years left.
Yeah.
So
now I think, like you said, right? You think, and JUCO, I think now that doesn't count towards your eligibility, correct?
No.
That is
so you can go 2 years of JUCO and you got still 4 more years left.
You get
guys gonna be 30 years old playing college ball. Man.
The Utah quarterback Cam Rising's 26 years old. He's been playing since he was at Texas in 2018, and then he transferred to Utah in 2019. Then COVID happened, so they got the COVID year that got free, and I guess there was like a medical red shirt around there or something like that. But this guy's been in college 8 years. He's the Van Wilder of college right now, and he's been playing football. Like, imagine, look with NIL and everything, what's stopping college from saying, "Hey, you know what? Stay here for a while."
Hey, I'll say this, you guys. So when I was at the University of South Dakota, right, this was discussed back in 2012, is that you got 1AA football, which is what South Dakota's in Bow Valley, right? Missouri Valley. And if this stuff keeps going on with the NIL, the Power Fours are eventually going to push your low to mid majors completely out. And so what I think is going to happen is that your low to mid majors will become 1AA. That's what a lot of coaches are kind of looking at this point.
Well, hell, they're already talking now. The SEC and Big Ten, they get to decide the playoffs. Like, they get to decide the college football playoff because they have 75% of voting power for the first 3 years or something like that. Like,
unbelievable.
You're going to have probably 85 teams from your Power Four schools, and the only teams that are getting in, think about it, in men's college basketball, and Chuck, you know this, the Missouri Valley always got 2 teams in. Now they're one league. That's crazy.
They're
one big league now. Drake and Bradley should have been in there last year. Bradley 26 games and got crazy to me. They used to be a 2-bid league. Now they're a 1-bid league. Why? NIL's kicked in, and more and more teams that are at your Power Fours are going to the NCAA tournament. It's just
and so how does that affect high school recruiting? Guys coming out of high school that wants to go to the University of North Carolina or Florida State when all these big schools are getting all these transfer guys.
Well, think about that. You're
going to see. Man, I wish I had the numbers on it somehow. We could pull it, but the percentages have gone down drastically over the last 3 years. Because really, the last 2 years to 3 is when the NIL really started taking effect, and then all of a sudden, coaches at every level, and especially in your main sports, football and basketball and women's basketball and volleyball and stuff, they're like, why would I take a high school kid,
right
there,
that played at Rutgers or whatever, and come in here and play immediately?
That's not fair, man.
Well, I mean, think about it. Going back to you two being JUCO guys.
If you're a high school kid and you get a scholarship at a Power Four, you better take that sucker before.
Yeah, but you two guys being JUCO guys, they're gonna go like you're talking about. They're gonna say, "Well, I go and take somebody who's transferring from one of the mid majors when I could take a JUCO guy and still get them for 4 years."
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah,
and but it is happening. We're telling all our athletes now. I know Chad and I have talked about this. We tell all our athletes now, don't even look at D1 half the time because you're not going to get a D1 scholarship anymore. You're going to have to do our JUCO.
Well,
unless you're on the ESPN 100, you're probably not going to get a big time offer.
Get Division I scholarships and Division II scholarships, but at the end of the day, that percent has gone down. 1,000% has gone down because. Yeah. But hey, if it was me, I'm with you guys. I would go JUCO for 2 years, get my AA degree, then I go to a 4-year school where there's Division I, 2, and get my undergrad and my master's degree paid for.
Yep.
Right.
You're walking out with a master's degree, and you're playing years of college athletics. It's ridiculous.
And think about this: if you go to certain JUCOs in certain states, if you're a graduate in that state from high school, it's free anyway.
Right.
A lot of the time, like imagine if Valencia had a basketball team. That our kids that graduate here in Florida get to go there for free already, basically. So imagine if they had a basketball team or even a football team, they go play for 2 years and they branch out.
Right.
And I'm paraphrasing this quote, but I'm a football guy. I will go on record. I love Deion Sanders. He's my favorite athlete of all time. So obviously I respect him as a coach too. He literally said what Joey just said. Why do I want to go get a freshman out of high school whenever I can go grab someone in the portal who already knows what it's like to get up at 4 a.m. that's already molded to the college game, and I can just throw them in there.
And deep, ready.
Yep. Yeah. That portal's deep, man, and it is it's crazy.
I had access to the portal until I resigned in the spring, and I'm telling you right now, over 2,000 or 3,000 kids in the transfer portal is insane.
What is it? So, and
there were
about
50 last year. I want to say there was 56, 58% of kids that went to the portal never found a home, never found a new school.
What?
Yes, hell yeah. I'm telling you, Chuck, it's crazy, man.
Wow.
Over 50%. So, hey, Chuck, I hope you
Yes,
guys don't
sir.
mind me changing this. Can you give us what's your craziest story with one of the teams in the NBA? Give us one of your craziest stories. I would love to hear this. Is that all right, you guys?
Yeah, I'm good with
One
it.
of my
Hey, man,
craziest story. I
hey,
probably
controversy
embarrassed
gets
myself.
ratings.
No, it's not. It's always probably gonna be basketball. I never got into anything crazy,
Okay.
but
All right.
I like that LeBron one was one for me, and then the same thing. Something else happened when I was in Cleveland. So before I signed to Miami, I just came from Cleveland, and Portland. Portland and Cleveland offered me a contract too. I ended up going to Miami because they had two spots open, and so it just was a better situation. But when I was in Cleveland, I'm playing against, if you guys remember, Dellavedova, Matthew Dellavedova
Yep.
was his name, and so we're playing 5-on-5. I'm on the same team as Andrew Bynum, the guy Byron Scott's the coach. Um, he's out there yelling like, Dellavedova, you're gonna let Charlie keep scoring on you, and blah 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 blah. Kyrie Irving walks in the gym eating a Subway sandwich. Okay, we're in practice. We're dead in the middle of practice. He's eating a Subway sandwich, and he's like yelling. Byron Scott's yelling at him, Kyrie, you need to hurry up and get on the court. He's like, I know who that is out there. That's the kid Westbrook. He don't want to see me. He don't want to play against me. He don't want to match up with me. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And I keep playing, and next thing you know, Kyrie Irving comes on the court, man. And when I tell you that I couldn't stop the guy, I mean, embar- embarrassing. I couldn't stop the guy. I feel like I just was touching slime, man.
So,
It's crazy, man. And
so
and
the
so
rumors
by
are true that Kyrie has the best handles in the NBA,
ever, ever. Yes.
even over AI, even over Allen
Yeah.
Iverson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
Chuck, Kyrie's that good, Chuck?
Huh?
I said Kyrie's that good?
Unbelievable.
Kyrie's the
Unbelievable.
reason LeBron got the championship in Cleveland. I don't want to
Man,
hear.
I can agree. I can
Yeah,
agree.
he's the reason LeBron got that damn championship
I
in
can
Cleveland.
agree.
So
I
yeah,
can agree. I'll say that, but I could, yeah, man. Kyrie Irving and then Byron Scott. He's like, Charlie, don't worry about it. It's fine. He does it to everybody. He doesn't just do it to you. He does it to everybody. I'm like, all right, man.
hey, Chuck, I won't forget-
okay. So
Yeah.
Charlie, explain that. So when Byron Scott, a really great NBA coach, pulled you to the side and said, "Hey, big guy, don't worry about it." Kyrie does like what's going through your mind? I mean, at that moment,
I'm really thinking I just got my ass kicked. That's what I'm thinking. But he's like it just kind of like validated because I was trying my hardest, and it really showed me how good those upper echelon guys. He's the top of the top. He's really, really good. It just showed me how much better I needed to get, one, and then two, like he's younger than me and I'm bigger than him. I'm athletic, and it just showed me I needed to learn and be in the gym with those guys even more. I just had to keep getting better.
Chuck, he's that good, man.
He's unbelievable, coach. I'm telling you, I know you have never seen nobody like Kyrie Irving. I know that.
so
I don't know who you've seen. You could have seen Michael Jordan. I'm telling you that.
What?
No,
Wow.
he's not better than Michael Jordan, but in terms of how he gets to his spots and how he can maneuver through defense, it's unbelievable.
and this was the pre-COVID Kyrie too. This was the young
Yeah,
Kyrie.
this is Kyrie. Shoot, that was 2014, 13.
Yeah,
So
That was
when you
unbelievable.
so
when
good.
you signed when you said you was with Portland as well, was you there with Dame as well, Lillard?
Yeah,
Was you-
me and Dame are close. Yeah, I was there with
and
Dame.
that was when he was first breaking into the league too.
Yeah,
And
Coach Nate Tibbetts was coaching
yep,
there at the time.
yep.
Hey, matter of
So,
fact, Nate Tippett is going to get on the podcast with these guys at some point. And
man, you
Yeah.
ruined the surprise.
oh, my bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
Great coach, man.
Shout
Great
out Coach Nate, by the way.
Yeah.
Phoenix Mercury, shout him out. It's the only thing I know about Phoenix is it's hot and their roads are made out of concrete and not asphalt to absorb the
And
heat.
his name ring bells up here still. I just talked about him yesterday.
Who's that?
Yeah, Coach Nate Tibbs. A lot of people still talk about Tibbs and how
Yeah, that's my
they
guy.
trained their kids when they were younger and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's my guy.
So,
Yep.
Boudreaux, follow-ups, anything?
Nah, I mean, just like if all right, so we'll go with this. We'll do the flip thing on this one though. Charlie, what can you say about Joey that made you want to play there, and you still have this relationship with him to this day?
Honestly, I think first you're right about him being able to sell used cars. Man, I don't know. He sold it to my mom. That was a big one. But
And your mom
just
loves me.
she does, man. She does. This
If
guy,
Mama loves you, you're good, bro. That's one thing I
yeah,
learned. If
man.
Mama's love you,
Yeah.
you're good.
I think he was honest, like you said, he was honest, and then he played, and then he would show me certain things. He would beat me in shooting drills, and so I felt like I could learn from him as a person, a player, and I respected him. And he came to my hometown neighborhood, which is not a very good neighborhood,
Right.
and he stood in our living room and said the exact everything that happened at the University of South Dakota. He said could happen if I did certain things and I just listened to him. I trusted him and he built the trust. We built the trust amongst each other. And I think that was the biggest part. That's what got me. I trusted him, man. And then he kept checking on me while I was in junior college and other coaches, you get letters, you get different offers, but you don't really directly hear from the coach. And he was direct and I really, really respected that. And that's what sold it to me.
Awesome.
Man, I damn near could have slept in your dorm room.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
here we go. Charlie, Chad Springer is a young high school kid. He wants to go. He wants to go to college. Everybody has aspiration of making it to the professional league. Give me some advice. What are you going to tell me when I come to you, come to your camp, come to your training sessions? What are you going to tell me about what I need to do to make sure I can get the opportunity to potentially go to the next level? What type of advice are you going to give?
I think you have to be coachable and you have to be open to sacrificing a lot of different things. I tell a lot of kids every day at South Dakota, University of South Dakota, even in high school, as I was coming up the ranks, and I didn't get very like ranked very high. I wasn't noticed, but I sacrificed a lot of my, I don't want, for lack of a better term or statement, childhood. I sacrificed a lot of college parties, a lot of the bars, and like he said, like I was in that gym trying to improve that 3-point percentage. And I recognized that I had to get better and that there were better athletes than me. And so once you recognize that it's somebody out there better than me and you're not so cocky, and I think a lot of kids deal with that. It's like, even if you're good in high school, it's somebody at the next level who's better. And so I recognize that I would say to you or anybody else is everybody says no days off, but you got to sacrifice a lot of things if you want to get to where you're trying to get to.
You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be coachable and you got to be able to sacrifice. Now, Joey, same question.
Yeah.
I'm coming to you now, Mr. Athletic Director, down there at the ranch. What are you going to tell me and Boudreaux when we want to go pro? What are you going to tell us? And we want to go college.
Well, you two aren't going pro. I can tell.
Oh, is that a short joke?
Thanks, man.
Chuck said, just have a vision, but be clear-minded on what you're thinking about. But I think a lot of kids these days, they think they're better than what they are. You know what I mean? So it's like Chuck said, yeah. I don't know. Good question. You got me.
Wow. Hey, Boudreaux, write this down. We met James. We met a member of the James family who is speechless.
Yes.
Write it down right now. Write it
did it.
down.
I mean, I don't know.
And it's harder too. It's a tough question because, like you said, these days with all
Hey, man, I mean, like in reality, it's like there's a lot of kids these days that think they're better than what they are, and these parents think their kids are better than what they are.
right.
So having that conversation with those people, and the fact that you asked me about you two, I mean, I've seen you two. You guys don't look like maybe 20 years ago, but
Right.
but yeah, Caleb is like, it's like Chuck said, don't be cocky, be humble, and work at your craft. But
Right.
It's hard. Listen, it's hard to get a full scholarship at the college level, and I see all the time, like kids that post on Instagram or social media anywhere. They're like, "Oh, I got a full scholarship at this D3 school." But no, you didn't, because they don't offer scholarships.
Scholarships, right?
You got academic scholarship, but you're paying for something, my guy.
Right. You're right.
So,
Yeah.
but it's all about pictures and social media. I mean, my daughter was here from South Dakota, that's now in Grand Canyon, 3 weeks ago. And she came with 2 friends. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting in my garage watching TV, and they come out, and I'm like, why are you guys so dressed up? Like, you guys look like you're going to homecoming or prom. Like, oh, we're going to the beach to take pictures. I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
It's the same, right? So, like, these kids, they'll post they got a full scholarship or a scholarship offer from Harvard University. Well, Harvard scholarship, your dad's going to come up with 50, 60K. You might get maybe 30, 40K academics. But, so, yeah, I mean, it's really difficult to get a scholarship at Division I or II, 100%. But, yeah, it's not an easy thing, man. By far.
Boudreaux, follow-ups?
No, I agree with him. I mean, I was once in Joey's role at one point in my life, and now telling these kids that are, as the athletic director, like, you're not as good as you think you are, and then on the Charlie's point, you got to work at your craft, because when you're in college, it's a different beast. And I've told every athlete that I've ever come across, like, you're not used to getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning to go do a lift. Then you go sit in class all day, and in the afternoon you got practice. Like, you don't know what you don't know, and when you get there, it's going to be a shock to you. And I've had many athletes come back to me when I was coaching soccer at the corner down there at World Drive. I told them all, I was like, "You're going to get shocked." They come back to me, they're like, "Coach, I wasn't ready for that." I was like, "I told you, dude. I did everything I could to get you ready, and you sloughed off. This is what happened." So yeah, I agree. It's going to be hard, especially these athletes nowadays that parents give them the world, parents shop them around to see what's the best club that's going to give them the most playing time or anything like that. They get in the high school ranks, and high school athletes aren't what the athletes used to be back in the day with us growing up. And I hate saying it that way, but you could just go out there, you could see the hard work and effort that we've all put in, and now it's not that, because especially here in Florida, you don't like the coach, you don't like the playing time you're getting, I'm just going to transfer you over to a different school, and you go play at that school. Because they're going to give me the playing time that I want. So I see our athletes nowadays, they're not what we're used to growing up with.
Right. And I'll say this, like I don't know what you guys do, but I know, like, our administration's talked to me about, like, different websites and things like that. All these websites and recruiting things that they have out for kids anymore, I would never, ever. I got 5 kids. I would never have one of my kids sign up for that, pay for it monthly, and never, ever.
No.
It would be, you're going to play AAU or whatever it is, which is out of control anymore with what they pay, parking and entry fees, and to get in, unless you're playing for, like, a Nike or Under Armour or Adidas, or, then normally, you're fine. But all these different websites that these people are trying to get, I'm like, don't waste your freaking money. These parents do not spend money on that. So if you guys have kids that you're signing up for all that crap, don't do it. It's a waste of time.
Our school district policy is the kids use Court Court's GPA. It's free.
Yeah, but when I was coaching, I'd get emails, and I would just delete it because of it. I mean,
and that's what I said.
Oh, you did?
I said the same thing. Like, I tell all my athletes the same thing. I'm like, look, if you want to talk to a coach, you reach out to the coach, because now the coach understands that you're actually interested in being a part of that program. Where if you're going to send some, like, even me as the coach, I was like, if I call that coach, some coaches may look at it as that I'm just trying to pad my stats as a coach. Or if you use one of these websites and they send it out to them. It's just that website's just trying to get hits so they can get more sponsorship money or they can get more
Right.
money.
Right.
So I tell all my athletes that reach out to the coach yourself. Go show the coach who you are. Tell them that you are interested in the program, not this company over here trying to pad their stats.
Right. Right. Right.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Charlie Westbrook and Joey James, speaking about their experiences in professional and college ranks in basketball. And if you've listened to the show, which I'm sure Joey has, you know what's about to come next. We're going to put you both on the spot in a little segment we like to call This or That. I didn't share these questions with y'all because I don't like y'all to, jump ahead and get into it. But I'm going to go ahead and put both of you on the spot right now. Boudreaux knows the first question is coming right now. Mr. Westbrook, I think I might know which way you're leaning. Joey, I think I might know which way you're leaning. But which 23 are you rocking, Jordan or LeBron?
I'm going. Oh,
George.
Jordan. 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 If I could do half and half, I would do it half and half.
No fence sitting here. You got to pick one.
I'm gonna go Jordan.
Hey, we got Jordans all the way around. Shout out Michael Jordan, the GOAT. Hey, look, I love LeBron James. I respect him as a worker, as a father, and I love the fact that he went after LeVar Ball when he said all that shit about his kids. I respect that, and that's one of the reasons I like LeBron. But at the end of the day, it's still Jordan here. All right, so here we go. Next rapid fire question is, this is going to be for Charlie. It's going to be player. For Joey, it's going to be coach. Charlie, most influential basketball player to your game.
Damian Lillard.
Joey, which coach influenced you the most?
Dave.
Who?
David Boots.
Good to go. All right. And Boudreaux, you got a rapid fire for him?
I'm done, man. You keep going. I'm good. I like listening to this part. That's my third part.
Just making sure. Here we go. Charlie, of all the places you played, if you could go back and they said you get to go there one more time, where's it going to be?
Italy.
Italy.
And here we go. Last question, and this is the most important question of the game. Right now, one-on-one, who's winning, Charlie or JJ?
Charlie.
Me.
Well, I
Charlie,
think we might need to put this on.
Skunk.
I think we might need to debate this one.
Charlie
Guys,
7-0 skunk, guys.
Depends on if it's one-on-one and Chuck starts dribbling and doing all of his stuff. No, but if it's a shooting drill, I'm beating his ass. If it's a one-on-one game, my ass.
Hey, one-on-one, game to 7, win by 2. Who's winning?
My ball first, 7-0.
Straight skunk.
Chuck, that's a great piece.
I'm joking. I might not be able to move today, man. I don't know.
7-3.
He can shoot, Joe. He can shoot, man. He can shoot that thing.
Joey, you or Travis, who wins?
Me.
That face said it all.
The fact you think Travis was this great player, which he was, I love that dude. He was a great basketball player. But nah, I ain't losing to him or my older brother. They know that they know who's the best in the family when it comes to basketball.
I can't wait to hear.
All right, let me add on that. Who wins on the course?
Travis.
I ain't got a chance at golf, man. It ain't got a chance.
I just said it because Travis, that's all he does now. He just plays golf all day.
Dude, once he retires, that's where you're going to find him. He's going to be a golf course pro shop manager just to get free golf games. Gentlemen, we appreciate you being out here today. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been joined by the great Charlie Westbrook, Joey James. We appreciate y'all being here, and we always give our guests final thoughts. So we'll let Joey start with this one with some final thoughts. on the show, and what's your next steps as you take over at the ranch? What's your outlook for this year?
No, it's awesome. We appreciate you guys. I mean, right now, just not trying to do too much as far as changing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We gotta move forward with this. That we got to get better at. So each year, I'm just trying to make our department better for our coaches and our student athletes and our facilities and things like that. So that's what I'm moving forward with. But I love what I do right now. Otherwise, I would have never met you guys. So this is good.
We're glad you took that job down there.
Yeah.
Don't know. But yeah, it's been fun today.
And Mr. Westbrook, any final thoughts for the show?
Oh, first, thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for being here.
A couple guys been reaching out for me to do this type of stuff, and this is my first time doing it.
Hey, we got the
so,
first one, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you guys for giving me the platform to even speak and speak freely and
Absolutely,
talk
man.
over life and sports. But moving forward, like I have 3 kids we raising over here, and we're into trading and stuff like the stock markets and stuff like that. That's how we own homes in Wisconsin, so we
Nice.
kind of got to manage some other stuff outside of sports. But I do train kids here in Sioux Falls, and that's just what I'm focused on, is trying to help the next generation or the youth, if they want to, at the game of basketball and just life, just getting them better and prepared for life as a basketball player or life after basketball.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, again, we're joined by Charlie Westbrook and Joey James. We appreciate y'all hanging with the Chads today. Boudreaux, how are we going to end the show?
Hey, man, like we always do, be better.
Hey, be better. If you get 1% better today, you're going to be better tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging with the Chads. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, JJ. We out.
Thanks,
My
guys.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you, brother.
I love you, man. Thank you.
On Chad and
See
Chad,
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.